Welcome to my TLC Lastest Update channel. The night at the Brown house started like any other calm, quiet. The kind of silence you get when everyone's expecting something to pop off. But this silence? It felt different, like the air was holding its breath, waiting. Kody Brown stood in the hall, staring at the living room door. Inside were his wives, his kids. The people his whole life was about. He could hear footsteps coming closer. First Mary walked in, then Janelle, Christine, and Robin. They looked calm. But their eyes said something else. They all knew something was up. Next came the kids. Some walked in acting like they didn't care. Others looked at Kody like they knew something bad was brewing. This wasn't just a family dinner. This was something else entirely. Kody shut the door and took a big breath. He looked at his family, their faces showing all they'd been through. The tough times they'd survived. He saw their trust in him, all that he'd built up. But he also saw fear. When Kody Brown called a family meeting, it always meant business. You didn't call a meeting unless it was important. You didn't call a meeting unless things had gone too far. Kody stepped forward and the room shut up. Everyone watched him. He didn't smile or joke around. He went right for seriousness, and it gave everyone the chills. Then he talked. "I need to tell you something," he said, his voice steady but quiet. "Something I have not told anyone." The room froze. Everyone's mind started racing. Was this about divorce, money, problems, the kids, the TV show? But it didn't matter now. Kody was about to drop a bomb. Mary was the first to speak. She tried to sound normal, but her voice shook. "What is it, Kody?" she asked. Kody didn't answer right away. He looked around the room, trying to figure out where to begin. He wanted to get his words right because there was no going back after this. Janelle crossed her arms, ready for a fight. Christine sat quietly, watching Kody closely, trying to guess what was coming. Robin sat on the couch, her hands in her lap, trying to stay calm, but she looked worried. The children were quiet as well. They didn't get what was happening, but they felt the tension. Kody took another breath. Then he said something that made everyone's stomach drop. "This isn't about any of you," he said. "This is about something else, something that touches everyone." Here, the room got even quieter. Mary asked, "What do you mean?" Kody looked at her and said, "I mean there's a secret that's been with us for years." Someone gasped. The kids started whispering. But Kody raised his hand. "Listen," he said, "please. Just listen." He dug into his pocket and pulled out a small box. Everyone watched as he opened it slowly. Inside was a folded piece of paper. Didn't look like much, but Kody held it like it was gold. He unfolded it and put it on the table. Everyone moved closer. When Kody Brown puts something on a table like that, you know it's serious. The paper had a list of names. His kids' names. Next to each name was a weird symbol. Like a code. Kody spoke again. "These are our children," he said. "But there's something hidden in them." Mary stared at the paper. "What is this?" she asked. Kody was serious. "It's a code," he said, "a hidden message." Janelle's eyes got big. "A code? What code?" Kody looked around the room and said something that changed everything. "It's a code for keeping us safe." The room went quiet again. When Kody says keeping us safe, he means something scary. He means something that can wreck everything. Kody kept going. "We're being watched," he said. "We're being investigated." A cold feeling went through the room. Christine turned pale. "What? Who's digging around?" she asked. Kody's voice got darker. "Not the government," he said. "Someone else. Someone with power." Robin's eyes widened. "Who?" she asked. Kody looked down at the paper. "I don't know yet," he said. "But someone in this family is leaking details." The room blew up with whispers. The kids started darting glances at each other, scared. Mary stood up slowly. "Are you saying someone here is a traitor?" she asked. Kody nodded. "Yeah," he said, "and I have no idea who." The quiet that followed was heavy. Nobody wanted to believe it, but everyone felt it. The truth was right there, and it was awful. Kody looked at his family again. "I've kept this secret for years," he said. "I thought I was guarding you. I thought I knew what I was doing." He stopped, but I was wrong. Mary stepped forward. "Kody, why didn't you tell us?" she asked, her voice shaking. "Why not tell us earlier?" Kody looked at her, hurt. "Because I didn't want to scare you," he said. "Because I didn't want us to fall apart." He looked at the children, but the longer it stayed hidden, the bigger the risk got. Everyone felt those words. Their trust in Kody took a hit. Not because he lied, but because he kept something so big from them. Janelle spoke up. "Kody, we've been through a lot," she said. "We've made it through so many tough times. But this feels like too much." Kody started crying. "I know," he said. "But we don't have a choice here." He looked at each wife. "That's why I called you here," he said. "I need you to figure out what we should do now." The room was quiet again. Everyone waited. Kody looked at the paper on the table. At his children's names. At the weird symbols. And then he said the last words that made the room freeze up. "This secret isn't just about us," he said. "It's about what comes next. And if we wait now, we might lose it all." The kids watched him. The wives watched him. And everyone knew one thing, the Brown family was in danger and the truth was about to explode. The room was still buzzing after what Kody dropped in section 1. You could feel the fear creeping in. The Browns, that family everyone watches, just found out they were being watched back. But not by the government or the media. It was way closer to home. Kody said it real slow. Like he didn't want to freak anyone out more than they already were. We're being looked at. Then he was gonna show them the proof. Kody leaned forward and picked up this old, beat-up piece of paper like it had been folded a million times. It had his kids' names written real nice. But the doodles next to them looked like some weird puzzle. At first, the doodles seemed random. But Kody was all, these are important, he said. This ain't just random, it's a secret message. Mary stared at the paper. She was the first to talk after a while. Why would you hide something in our kids' names? She asked him. Kody didn't say anything for a sec. He looked at all his wives, trying to see what they were thinking. Then he said, because the thing is, we've been in trouble for a while, and I didn't want to drag you into it by saying anything back then. The room got quiet again. Everyone felt how heavy those words were. Because when Kody Brown says trouble, it's serious. He kept going. I did this to keep you safe. It sounded like he was confessing something. Mary's eyes got big. Safe from what? She asked. Kody paused. He knew the answer would flip everything upside down. He knew that once the words were out, nothing would be the same. He took a deep breath and said, from the people trying to take us down. Silence. Everyone just stared at him. Then Janelle spoke up. Who's trying to take us down? She asked, her voice shaking. Kody looked at her and said, someone that wants to take everything we have. Robin, who had been quiet the whole time, finally spoke. Who is it? She asked again. Kody looked down at the paper. The person trying to take us down is someone inside our family, he said. Someone living with us. The room blew up with whispers. The kids started looking around like they could pick out the bad guy right there. Christine stood up real slow. Are you saying someone in our family is stabbing us in the back? She asked. Kody nodded. Yeah, he said, and I've got the proof. Everyone stared at the paper. The doodles looked like nothing, just some weirdo code, but Kody said it wasn't random. He said, look at the first letters of each name. Mary leaned in closer. Janelle stared at the paper, trying to figure it out. Robin watched, eyes wide. Kody started explaining. These doodles make a pattern, he said. The letters make a message. The room went silent again. Kody went on. The message is hidden. You gotta know how to read it. The kids stared at the paper, trying to get it. Kody said, I hid it in the names because I knew no one would look there. Mary's eyes teared up. Why would someone want to mess with our family? She whispered. Kody's face got hard. Because we're famous, he said. Because we're a brand. Because the whole world watches our story. He stopped. But the real reason is we're weak. The room got quiet. Kody's voice dropped. Because we always stick together, he said, and that makes us a target. Janelle shook her head. This is nuts, she said. Why didn't you just tell us? Kody looked at her. I did, he said. I just didn't tell you everything. The room got tense. Kody stood up and went to the whiteboard on the wall. He picked up a marker and wrote his kids' names on the board. He wrote them real slow, like the words could bite him. Then he wrote the doodles next to each name. He turned to his family and said, this is how I tried to keep you safe. He explained that the doodles weren't just random marks, they were a code. A code they could use to hide messages from outsiders. A code to protect their kids if anything bad happened. The family looked at him, shocked. Mary asked, but who taught you this? Where did you learn this code? Kody took a deep breath. I learned it a long time ago, he said, when I was younger. When I was doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing. The room fell silent again. His words sounded like something he didn't want to say. Christine looked at him, shocked. What kind of stuff? She asked. Kody looked down. I don't want to talk about it. He said, but it's why we're in trouble now. The kids stared at him. They didn't get it. But they could feel the fear. Kody kept going. I hid the code in the names because I wanted you to be safe, he said. I wanted to make sure you could still talk if anything happened to me. He stopped. And now, I think you need to know the truth. Mary stepped up. Kody, if someone in our family is leaking stuff, we're in danger right now, she said. Not later, right now. Kody nodded. Double quotes. Yeah, he said. That's why I called you here tonight. The room went quiet again. Everyone stared at the paper. Then Kody said the thing that was the most crazy. I don't know who the spy is, he said. But I know they're close to us. Robin's voice shook. Close like in the house? She asked. Kody nodded. Double quotes. Yeah, he said. In the house. Someone we trust. The room was tight with tension. The family looked at each other. Everyone started thinking hard. Who could it be? The kids looked at their parents. The wives looked at each other. No one wanted to say it out loud. But deep down, everyone knew someone in their family was selling them out. Kody said, this code is a warning. It means we're not safe. He looked at each wife and said, "We need to be careful, we need to watch each other. We need to protect our kids," Mary whispered. "But how?" Kody looked at her. "We start by trusting each other," he said. "But we also need to be ready for anything." The room went silent. Kody's words hung in the air like a bad storm coming. Everyone knew how heavy the truth was. The Browns weren't just dealing with drama anymore, they were up against something dangerous. And the hidden message was just the start. The second Kody said the Brown family was being investigated, you could feel the shift. It wasn't just a family talk anymore. It felt like we were in court. Everyone looked around, eyes filled with suspicion and fear. When you hear someone in your own family is selling you out, you start doubting everything. Every smile seems fake, every move feels like a signal, every word becomes a possible clue. Kody stood there holding the paper with the code. His hands steady but his eyes so tired. He'd been carrying this around for ages. And now it was all coming out. He looked at us. "I know you all want to know who's doing this." Everyone just stared. Mary finally spoke up. "Kody, how do you even know someone's leaking stuff?" He sighed. "I found messages. Messages sent from this house, stuff that shouldn't have ever been sent." Janelle went white. "Messages from here?" Kody nodded. "Yeah. And I didn't send them." Christine's eyes got huge. "Then who did?" Kody looked down. "That's what we gotta figure out." Robin stepped up. "Kody, you sure this isn't just a rumor? Maybe you're stressing over nothing." He looked right at her. "I'm not. I have proof." The room went quiet. Kody went on. "Whoever's leaking this is doing it on purpose. They're not just being careless, they're trying to take us down." The kids started whispering, some scared, some angry. One of the older ones asked, "Why would anyone want to destroy us?" Kody looked at them. "Because we're known, because we're a story. Because people want to control our lives." He paused. "Someone's using our family as a weapon. And they're doing it from the inside." Mary's voice shook. "Who is it?" she asked again. Kody looked at her. "I don't know yet." The room was tight with tension. Everyone wanted answers, but Kody didn't have them. He said, "The investigation isn't coming from the government, it's from someone else." Chanel frowned. "Who?" Then Kody's voice dropped. "Someone with clout. Someone with money, pull, and power." Robin's eyes went wide. "You talking about the media?" Kody shook his head. "No, it's worse." Christine was trembling. "Then who?" Kody looked at the paper again. "I think it's someone who's been watching us for years. Someone who knows all our secrets." Mary whispered, "Someone close to us." Kody nodded. "Yeah, someone close." The room went silent. Everyone looked at each other, thinking, who could it be? The Browns were famous, but they had enemies, too. People who wanted to expose them, tear them down. But Kody was saying something even scarier. He was saying the enemy was among us. He said, "I know it sounds crazy, but we have to face it." Mary stepped forward. "If the enemy's inside, then we're in danger right now." Kody nodded. "Yeah, that's why I called you all here." He took a deep breath and then said the thing that shocked everyone the most. "This isn't just any enemy. It's someone who wants to hurt us, personally." Janelle's eyes widened. "What do you mean?" Kody looked at her. "They're not just trying to ruin our reputation. They're trying to break up our family." Robin's voice shook. "Why?" Kody looked around the room. "Because they want to take everything we have. They want to tear us apart." The kids looked at each other. They didn't get it all, but they felt the fear. Kody went on. "I've seen the messages, the threats, the plans." Mary's voice was a whisper. "What kind of plans?" Kody looked at her. "Plans to expose us, ruin us, make us feel ashamed." The room went quiet again. Everyone stared at Kody, trying to get it, trying to process what he was saying. And then he said the most terrifying thing of all. "I think it's someone who's been living with us for years." The room exploded with shock. Christine stood up. "Are you serious? Someone we live with? Someone we trust?" Kody nodded. "Yeah, someone we trust." Mary looked at Kody, tears in her eyes. "Who?" Kody looked at the floor. "I don't know yet." The room went silent. Everyone watched each other, guessing. The kids started whispering. The wives started giving each other suspicious looks. It was a moment of pure terror. Because when you know the enemy is inside, you question everything. Kody went on. "This spy isn't just a traitor, they want to destroy our family from the inside." He paused. "And they're doing it slowly." Janelle shook her head. "This is insane. We gotta find out who it is." Kody nodded. "Yeah, we will, but first, we need to know what we're up against." He looked at the paper again. "The code in the names isn't just a warning. It's a sign." Mary asked. "A sign of what?" Kody looked up. "A sign that we're being watched and that we need to protect ourselves." The room fell silent again. Everyone was thinking, trying to understand what Kody was saying, but no one was ready for this. When you know the enemy is inside your house, it changes everything. It changes how you trust, how you talk, how you live. Kody looked at his family. "We're not just a family anymore, we're a target." The room was quiet. You could feel the weight of his words. The Browns were facing something they'd never faced before, a hidden enemy, a betrayal from within. And the worst part was, they had no idea who it was. The room felt like a war zone. But with emotions instead of weapons, fear was flying around like bullets. And everyone was wearing suspicion like armor. Trust? It was falling apart piece by piece. Kody stood there, holding the paper with the secret code. He'd already dropped the bomb that the Brown family was being watched. That someone in their own house was a mole, and that some nasty enemy wanted to take them down. Now, the big question was, who's the rat? Everyone was giving each other the side eye, trying to figure out who could stab them in the back. The kids looked terrified. They didn't get the whole story, but they could feel the bad vibes. Something was seriously off. The wives were shocked and mad. They felt double-crossed. Not just by the idea of a spy, but because Kody had kept this a secret. Mary spoke first, her voice shaky. Kody, how could you not tell us? Kody looked at her, his eyes sad. I thought I was protecting you all, he said, keeping you out of harm's way. Chanel crossed her arms. From the truth, she asked. Kody had no answer because he knew the truth was way bigger than they could handle. Christine spoke quietly, her voice trembling. Kody, if we have a spy in the family, we're in danger now, not later, right now. Kody nodded. Yeah, that's why I called you here. Robin looked at him. So, how do we find this spy? Kody took a deep breath. We have to watch everyone, pay attention to everything. The room got quiet again. The thought of spying on each other was awful. It meant the family wasn't a safe place anymore and trust was gone. Kody kept going. The spy is someone who lives with us, someone close to the family. The wives looked at each other, eyes wide. Mary whispered, it could be anyone. Kody nodded. Yeah, it could. Chanel looked at the kids, her voice shaky. This isn't just a family problem. This is a disaster. Kody nodded. It's bad, and we have to be careful. He looked at the paper. The symbols next to the name seemed dangerous. The spy has been leaking our private talks. Mary gasped. Private talks? Kody nodded. Yeah. Stuff we said in confidence, things we thought were safe. The room went silent. Everyone felt the weight of those words. If someone was recording them, they'd been watching for a while, studying them, waiting for the right moment to strike. Kody went on. The spy has been selling our secrets to someone powerful. The room was quiet, but it felt super loud. It wasn't a peaceful kind of quiet. It was that awful quiet when a family's about to fall apart. Kody Brown stood in the living room, surrounded by his family. His wives, his kids, everyone who'd been through thick and thin together. But this felt different. This wasn't just another fight. This was a moment that would change everything. The family just found out someone in their house ratted them out. Someone they trusted, someone who'd been living with them for ages. Someone close to the kids, and Kody just admitted he'd protected that person. Everyone in the room was shocked. Meri went white. Janelle's eyes popped. Christine's hands shook. Robin's lips trembled. The kids looked scared. Nobody knew what to say. The betrayal was a huge deal. Trust was gone. Kody stared at the paper with the code. He looked at his kids' names. He looked at the symbols next to them. He looked at his family's faces. And then he said something that made the room dead silent. I protected the spy because I thought she was helping us. He said. The room exploded. Mary yelled, how could you protect someone who was destroying us? Kody looked sad. I didn't know, he said. I really didn't. Chanel stood up, her voice shaky. Kody, if you didn't know, why trust her at all? She asked. Cody's voice was soft. Because she was like family, he said. She was close. She was part of our lives. Christine spoke quietly, crying. Then why did she do this to us? She asked. Kody looked down. I don't know. He said, I think she was being controlled. Robin's voice shook. Controlled by who? She asked. Kody looked up. That's what we need to find out, he said, and fast. The room went quiet again. Everyone stared at Kody, waiting for what he'd say next. Kody took a deep breath. Here's the real deal, he said. Everyone held their breath. Kody kept going. The spy wasn't just selling secrets. She was sending messages to someone strong, someone who wanted to use our family as a weapon. Mary whispered, who? Kody looked at her. I don't know, he said. But I think it's someone who's been watching us for years. Janelle's voice shook. Why didn't you tell us sooner? She asked. Kody looked at her. I didn't want to freak you out, he said. I didn't want to mess up our lives. He stopped. But now it's out there. The room was silent. Kody looked at his wives. I asked you here tonight because I need you to decide something, he said. We either face this together or we break up. Mary's voice trembled. What do you want us to do? She asked. Kody looked at her. I want us to stick together, he said, but we also need to be ready for anything. Janelle's voice was shaky. How? She asked. Kody looked at her. We cut off anyone who isn't loyal. He said, we protect our children, we stay together. The room went quiet. Everyone was thinking hard. The family was split. Some were angry. Some were scared. Some were confused, but they were still family. Now they had to figure things out. Kody went on. I know this is hard, he said, but we can't ignore what's happening. Mary spoke up. Kody, what about the spy? She asked. What do we do with her? Kody looked down. I don't know, he said, but we can't trust her anymore. Robin's voice shook. Then we have to get rid of her, she said. Kody nodded. Yeah, he said. We have to cut her out of our lives. The room was quiet. Everyone looked at each other. The kids were crying. The wives were crying. Kody looked at them. He felt awful. He knew he messed up by keeping the secret. He shouldn't have trusted the wrong person. He couldn't protect them. Now he had to fix things. Kody looked at the paper again. He said, this code was supposed to protect us. He stopped, but it didn't. The room was silent. The wives stared. Kody kept talking. I was wrong, he said. I screwed up. Mary's voice was shaking. What screw up? She asked. Kody looked at her. I thought I could protect you all by myself, he said. I shouldn't have kept secrets. Janelle's voice shook. So what now? She asked. Kody looked at her. Now we face it, he said, together. The room went silent. Everyone looked around. They were scared. They were hurting. But they were still a family. In that moment, the Brown family realized something. Their strength wasn't being famous. It wasn't money. It wasn't their lifestyle. Their strength was sticking together. If they could do that, even after this, they could get through anything. But there was one last surprise. Just as Kody was about to finish, the front door opened. Someone walked in, someone they didn't expect, someone who'd been hiding, someone who was about to say the truth and change everything.